Today, I'm going to teach you how to have high-quality conversations with new clients so you can gain their business and grow professionally. And stick to the end of the video where I show you how a car, bus, train, or any form of transportation is going to determine your success with this client. Let's get into it. So you just got that new email from a client. You're excited to have your first conversation with them. First, let's talk about how we're going to prepare. So the first thing that I'd like you guys to do is change your mentality before working with this client. I'm going in with the mentality that I've already gained their business and they're already my client. And when I have that mentality before I actually start talking with them, my research improves, my pitch improves, everything around what I do to help my clients improves because I'm confident that I can help them market their business to gain more clients. So the first thing you got to do is you have to change your mentality. In the back of your head, just think, like, I've got this. This is going to be a great conversation, and look forward to all of the future work that you're going to be doing for this client, how you can really help their business improve and help them grow as well. When you have that mentality, you just walk in with a lot more confidence, and you don't really need to sell yourself. It kind of just naturally happens. So that's the first thing that you need to do. The second thing that you have to do is you have to understand the meeting. I split this up in two different categories. What type of conversation are you gonna have? Are you gonna have a casual conversation or are you gonna have a professional conversation? And what do you need for both of those situations? I just had a meeting last week with a client. We went out for lunch and it was casual. I didn't really come with any notes to prepare. I brought my laptop, but really the whole goal of the meeting was to learn and understand more about my client. I wanted to understand the scope of work, what exactly I would be doing to help this client. He had told me that he needed some help with some videos, but he didn't really elaborate. So going into this meeting, I knew that it was going to be something video related, which is really good because those are my favorite meetings. It's also important when having these conversations, whether casual or professional, to just make sure that this client is the right fit for me and my business. Starting out, I would kind of do whatever I had to get the client, to get the business, but as I grew, I understand that actually kind of hurt my business in the long run, and I'll get into more specifics later in the video. When talking with people and talking with new clients, understanding how can I help, can I help? We can still have a good conversation, but maybe this meeting isn't really going to go anywhere based on what you need from me, what are their expectations, what are my expectations, etc., etc. Then we have the professional conversation. This is where maybe I have a little bit nicer clothes, maybe I'm not meeting this person for dinner or lunch, maybe I'm going into their office, into their place of work. For professional conversations, I'm really trying to sell myself. I'm trying to learn more about them and learn more about their business, but I'm also trying to take some of my best assets, whether that's my marketing experience or my digital advertising experience or my best videos, and I'm really trying to show them how I can help improve their marketing. So one of the things that I do is I create a Canva presentation. This allows me as an outsider to show the company, hey, from an outside perspective, these are the things that you're doing really well, and here are the things that you need to work on. And if you work with me, I'm going to help you improve those things. Nicer clothes for a more professional conversation. When you talk to the client, you'll have a better understanding of what type of conversation this is, but just have that in the back of your head as like, hey, you're presenting yourself, so you want to look presentable. For professional conversations, when I say create a business deal, all that means is I'm walking into the conversation knowing exactly what I'm asking for. Casual conversations are more for clients who you've seen some of their stuff online, but you don't really know what they're about and you don't really understand exactly what they need from you. And I've had lots of these conversations before where people will just call or text me and say, hey, can we meet for lunch? I have some work for you. And then in that meeting, that's where I learn, oh, here's what I can do to help you grow. The The goal of both of these conversations is to close the deal. I really step away from a salesy approach. I don't really like that. I just like the conversation to flow naturally and see different pain points within businesses or different gaps that I can fill to help them improve. So the goal of both conversations is to close the deal, but don't overthink it. Always having a goal in mind when you're being introduced to new clients or new people will kind of help you stay grounded and you won't get distracted in the conversations. Sometimes it's good to get distracted in the conversations because you just get to learn more about the people that you're working with, which I think is always super helpful. But just keep it in the back of your mind that I'm taking my time for business. That's the goal. It's not like a casual hangout. Like, your goal is to work with these clients and improve their lives, improve your life, etc., etc. So just keep that in the back of your head. I love that I have water. I need to bring more water to more of my videos. Once you understand the meeting, then you do the research for the client. Well, what type of things do I research? Research their website, research their Google business profile, their social channels, the type of content that they create, if that's the angle that you're going. Your business could improve greatly if you created more content. Here are the channels where I would post your content, create your content. I would help manage it for you. And then the size. I think this is super important too, and not really something I understood when starting out. Through research, through their website, through how many employees they have, understanding the size of their operation really helps you with your pitch and your understanding of how you can help. Maybe it'll give you the potential to ask for a little bit more money. Maybe it'll give you the potential to network with more people. Maybe a company so big you go up to them and you're like, hey, I appreciate you reaching out, but I actually can't work with you because you're too big, or I can't work with you because you're too small. That kind of gets into my, like, can you help this client? That's super important for their sake and for your sake, because you don't want to waste time on a client that you can't really help. You know, when starting out, you want to get new business and start working just to come home and kind of say that you're working. When I was younger, that's kind of the mentality I had, where it's like, I will do anything for this client. I just want to say yes, 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 and get the deal and get it going and work hard and grow something, you know, get some type of business, get my foot in the door, whatever. And I appreciate that drive. A lot of people watching this should continue to have that mindset, but realize that if you can't help your client, it's not really gonna help you, because as you continue to work together, they're kind of gonna fizzle away because nothing you really did helped them, which is okay. It doesn't mean that you're bad. It doesn't mean that your client's bad. So that means that you can move on. This kind of goes into preparing for the meeting. Maybe you got a referral to a new client and you did some research and you found out, oh, I can't really work with this person because of this, this, and this. Maybe it's their location. Maybe they just need help in an area that you thought you were able to help with, but you weren't. Maybe your schedule is too busy and you just don't have the time to fill them in, and that's okay. In those situations, you can casually text or call them every 2 or 3 weeks, or maybe every month, and just kind of nurture them to the point where when your schedule does clear up, you will be able to get some work for them at a later date. Now, it's also important to understand, just like they're running a business, you're running a business too, and you should always ask yourself before you walk into these conversations, what hurts your business? I'll tell you what hurts my business: clients who can't afford me and clients who don't respect my expectations. When I say clients who can't afford me, that idea has nothing to do with money. It usually has to do with attitude and workload. The clients who want to get me at a discount or want to get me at a cheaper price, they'll constantly be texting me at like all hours of the night. They'll constantly ask for like little baby favors on top of the general scope of work that I've already outlined. And it just becomes this hassle of like waking up and being like, man, I really hope I don't get a text from John Smith, because John's gonna ask me to do something that I don't really want to do, and it might just be a little thing. Maybe it's something as small as making a small change to a website or posting an extra graphic on Instagram or Facebook. It doesn't matter. They're still taking advantage of you and taking advantage of your time. The patterns that I've seen, they'll ask you for a pretty big project and you'll do it and they'll pay you and everyone will be happy, and then as time goes on, they'll just ask for little baby things like throughout the week. Let's say you're working from Monday to Saturday or whatever. At the end of Saturday, you think back and you're like, man, I really spent 2 hours of my time working for this client and they didn't even pay me. I don't have that issue now because I set standards for my business and I explain to my clients very clearly, this is what I charge, this is how I'm going to benefit you, benefit your business. So I've kind of fizzled out those people who don't really pay me. Whether you're starting out or whether you're a veteran in the game, you have a business just like another person. So don't let people take advantage of you. Just because they take advantage of you, it doesn't mean that they're bad people. They just might assume or think that you have all this time, which you don't have. So just be clear about that. And not even be clear about it, but just understand it as you're walking into the conversation. I don't want people to take advantage of you. Clients who don't respect your expectations, this kind of goes into the client who will text you at all hours of the night. And this is probably another video that I could do down the line of like setting business procedures, setting business expectations. You are the CEO of your business. You decide what hours you work. Now, if you're taking this business seriously, you're going to want to work a lot of hours and you're going to want to be as responsive as possible. I don't necessarily do this in my business right now, but maybe throughout the week, maybe Sunday is your rest day where you don't want anyone bothering you. Make that expectation clear. 100% of people will like agree with that. That's not a crazy ask. Now, if you're only working 3 days a week, it might be harder for you to grow your business because people need things at different times. If you have expectations, set those expectations. And if you have a ton of expectations and you're not getting new business, maybe you need to go back to those expectations and loosen them up a little bit. Maybe you need to be more available to your clients. When that meeting is over and you're walking out of the meeting, you're gonna feel a lot more confident and have a better understanding of the amount of time you're gonna put into this client every week because you set those expectations. No one likes to lose. Like, that's just mentally, everyone wants to win. No one likes to lose. Losing a bad client is a win. It is a sigh of relief. I am so happy that you lost that crazy client who asked you for a bunch of things, underpaid you, didn't really respect your time. You are going to have so many better business procedures within your operation because of all that time, all that energy, all that money you gained because you didn't deal with crazy Karen who wanted you to do all this work and then never really paid you and communicated with you at all the worst times and wanted things done super quickly but didn't give you a lot of time to do it. You guys know what I mean. When I say move away from bad clients, I'm sure everyone watching this has an experience or a person that they think of in their head where they're like, man, I'm so glad I'm not working with that person anymore because they really slowed me down. That's not saying that they're bad people. It's just saying that the business didn't work. If you walk into a conversation, and I know in the moment too, it can be hard too, because maybe you got a referral from a client on Monday and they're not able to work with you until Friday. And all week you're thinking, you're like, man, I can't wait to meet this client. I'm gonna kill it. I'm so excited. We're gonna work together. I'm gonna grow my business, make new connections, get better. You're so hyped, you're so pumped. Then you get in the meeting and it's not what you expected and you walk out and you're like, man, I was really looking forward to that conversation. I will feel so much better if I just say yes. But in the back of your head, you're like, well, if I do this, I'm gonna lose so much time. I'm not really gonna make a lot of money. Or maybe you're gonna think, man, I walked in thinking that this person wanted me to do videos for them and instead they want me to manage their website and I don't like working with websites. You know, there can be a disconnect. So in the moment, it kind of kills you because you're like, man, I spent 30 minutes going to dinner with this person to talk about this new opportunity and I walked out feeling like it wasn't the right fit for me. Man, I just wasted all that time. In the moment, I understand those feelings, but trust me, in the long run, you're gonna be so thankful that you didn't fold and you stood up for yourself in your business and you set the expectations. While that 30 minutes feels awful because it's like, I just wasted my time, the 30 hours in the next 6 months that you saved by not working with that client is a win. So if you walk into a meeting and you come out, it doesn't work out, or maybe it wasn't exactly what you expect, that doesn't mean that the next conversation isn't gonna be a home run. Losing bad clients, respectfully moving away from clients who are slowing you down is always a win in my book. Okay, so now we're going to get into the actual meeting, and I'm going to explain what I do during meetings to make sure that everything is flowing well and to make sure that me and my potential new client are on the same page. And remember, I'm walking into this meeting with that mentality of I'm going to get this client, we're going to work together, we're going to make a lot of money together and grow. That's going to give you natural confidence when walking in to a new meeting. You're not really going to get intimidated by a lot because in your head, you already won. So here's what I would do if I was in the meeting. First thing, meet in person. That's like the first thing that you can do. In a world filled with AI, meeting in person, you kind of like get these like little social cues of like what's going on in the conversation. Just understanding that is really going to help you. Now, depending on your business, maybe you're a remote worker, maybe you're an editor for a bunch of podcasts across the world, so you don't really have the opportunity to see these people in person. If that's the case, set up a video call, set up a Google Meeting or a Zoom. Just seeing your new client's face and like talking with them, even if you're behind a screen, seeing all the different types of environments that they work in, it just helps. It kind of relaxes the client, shows you that you're a real person, which sounds silly, but like with AI and everything, you know what I mean. People want to work with people. If you reach out to people and they respond, before you start working with them, have a phone call, have a meeting, like be able to see them because it's going to benefit you in the long run. Second thing that I would do, pay for the meal. Just pay for the meal. It comes off more professionally if you're going to dinner or going to lunch. In my profession, which is marketing, both of us are gonna grow because I'm going to get more work, which is gonna help my portfolio, help my business grow. They're going to get more clients because of my marketing skills, which is going to help both of us grow together. Pay for the meal, 30 bucks, 40 bucks, whatever it is. You run a business. It's a business expense. It is legally a business expense. You can write it off. Trust me, the minute you walk out that door and the meal's done, you've already made that money back tenfold. Like you got a new client. Like that's gonna bring you so much business. So just always offer to pay for the meal. That's what I would do. When we have our meal and we sit down, I'm there to learn more about my client. I'm there for my client to learn more about me. Maybe they have some questions about my past work, what I've done. Since I'm walking in with the mentality that I've already won this client, I'm not really trying to sell them. I'm just trying to learn more about their business. The more I learn about their business, the more the gears turn. And I'm like, okay, which one of my skills can truly help and benefit this person based on what they're telling me? What do they do? What do they enjoy doing? How long have they ran their business? How many people operate under them? What do they like about the business that they're working in? Like all of these questions are super important. When you're talking with these people, you're not there to make money, you're there to build a relationship. So you don't have to go in being like, well, I'm so skilled at this, and this is how many years I've been working in this. Just have a normal conversation, understanding how people talk and how they run their business, how many hours they put into their business, their work ethic. These are all good indicators so you understand, is this a person that I can go and grab drinks with? Is this a person who is going to give me more opportunity? Or is this person asking me to do something that I can't do? Or is this person looking for a skill that I don't have? If that's the case, you can just be upfront and be like, hey, I might not be good at this one thing that you need, but I'm really good at these 3 other skills that can help improve your business. Understanding the vibe is going to give you a good sense of like, okay, is this person going to pay me what I'm worth? Is this person going to speed me up or slow me down? I kind of combined steps 3 and 4, but then we go into learning more about their business. And honestly, when I say that, all I mean is I want you to get your client on the phone. What do I mean by that? When business owners talk about their business, they get really excited and passionate about it. And an indicator that this conversation is going well is when the client takes time to reach in their pocket, grab their phone, and show me some of the work that they do. If it's a general contractor, maybe it's the new flooring that they put in or the new kitchens. If it's a realtor, maybe they can show me their Facebook and show me the type of content that they create, or a new home that they have listed. Whatever it is, when you get your clients on their phone and they're actively excited about showing you their work, that's a very good indicator that they're going to want to work with you in the future. And it happens so naturally, you don't have to force it. I had a conversation last week with a guy who was in the video business just like I was, and he just needs help creating all these videos. So I'm like, show me some of the videos that you created back in the day. Show me some of the videos that you've been working on. Just seeing the smile on his face and seeing like how passionate and happy he was about videos, that made me happy too, because that's exactly what I enjoy. When understanding their business, you now have a better idea of what skills you can put in place to help them. You can also get a really good understanding of how much time you're able to allocate every week to help them achieve their goals. How much time is this client going to need from me? And if it's a lot of time, then you can start having like the money conversations, like, okay, this is how much I would charge for this scope of work. Step number 5, how can you help? Basically the same thing as what I just said, just understanding how you can help your clients, and if you can't, just be upfront about that and say, hey, you're looking for these skills, I don't have that. Maybe I can refer you to one of my buddies who can do this. Set clear expectations. This goes back into things that hurt your business. If it's a casual conversation, you don't have to be upfront about like all your expectations. This kind of goes in with step number 7 too, ask for best communication channels. Hey, I don't really talk to my clients on Sunday, or hey, I work from 9 to 5 and these are the times where I can't really talk. Just setting clear expectations is going to make you a lot more confident. And if you're having the conversation and it's not going well, this step is super important, because this is kind of like the deciding factor. If you're setting expectations and they're like, oh man, I really need you on Tuesdays at 10:30 a.m. every 2 weeks, and you're just not able to do that, you don't have to be upfront about it, but during the conversation, you can kind of be like, okay, this conversation might be going well, but because they need things at a time where I'm not available, or maybe they don't need the services that I provide, this client might not be going anywhere, but maybe I can nurture them in the future, or maybe they could refer me to someone else who I could do work for. So just keep that in the back of your mind. So then asking for best communication channels. This is important kind of after the meeting is over. How do you want me to contact you? Phone, email, text. What do you want me to do? What hours are you available? All of my clients, they're super flexible. They can really talk at any time, which is helpful because I can just get more done for them. Always ask that, because if they respond via phone or text and you're emailing them after the meeting, they might not respond or see it because that's not like their primary way to communicate, which I haven't seen, but it could happen. So then the next step, if the meeting's going well, always try to set up a conversation. What happens with me is we talk, things go very well, and they're like, okay, I'm gonna email you a PDF, I'm gonna email you a video, I'm gonna email you some pictures, I want you to create this, have it done, send it to me whenever you can, and then we'll set up a second meeting on this day. One of your goals should always be to set up a second meeting if it's a client that you're really meshing with and you really wanna work with. Just having those constant interactions are just going to grow and make your relationship stronger. If you leave a meeting and you don't have a second meeting set up, well, where do we go from here? Setting up a second meeting actually provides you a roadmap, how many hours you're going to work for this client, how much work they're giving you, when they expect it to get done, what do you want to provide before our second meeting to prove to them that you actually are this outstanding business owner who can provide these amazing services. This is what I'm going to do this week to help you grow in your marketing before our second meeting. And then when that second meeting comes, then they're like, my goodness, the videos look great, the emails look great, blah, blah, blah. But always important to set your second meeting. At the beginning of this video, I said that one of the best indicators to make sure that your meeting went well is the car ride home. It sounds silly, but it's super important. Whether you walked there, whether you took the bus, a train, whether you drove there, when you're leaving that meeting, you're either thinking about all the amazing services that you're going to provide with your client, or you're doubting yourself and you're being like, man, this person is asking for stuff that I didn't really think they were gonna ask for, and they're not really available at the times that I'm working for. I honestly don't think if this is gonna work out. That drive home from the lunch, from the dinner, to wherever you're going is super valuable, because all those ideas in your head, all that little voice in your head that's either telling you this is great or this is bad, listen to that voice and don't try to justify it. Was that a good conversation? Was that a bad conversation? Is this professional relationship really going to go anywhere? That initial ride home is going to be like the freshest memory in your head for that entire day, for that entire week of how that conversation went. Based on how excited you were to have these conversations is also going to determine those little voices in your head on the drive home. Because again, maybe you really wanted this client and then it didn't turn out to be something that you expected. I can find myself when I was younger like justifying it, like, yeah, this isn't really gonna work out, but I have to make it work because this is my first client and I want to do a good job, and they took their time out of their day to meet with me. And it's like, you took your time out of your own day to meet with them. So it's like, have respect for yourself and realize that if these voices in your head are telling you that this client is not going to work out for you, losing a bad client is a win. At least you can come home and say, hey, today I met with a potential new client. It didn't work. It's better than not getting any meetings at all. I kind of went through my whole process of what to do, how to prepare before you meet a new client. How do you want the conversation to flow while you are meeting with the new client for the first time? What are the afterthoughts when you're done with the meeting? Is it a good fit for you? Is it a good fit for them? That's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next one.